There's nothing to worry about. We come here, and we're going to conquer, and we're going to take some. Is that understood? Yes, sir. That's what we're going to do, sweetheart. We are going to go and get some. All right, people, on the ready line. Are you me? Yeah! Are you me? Yeah! What are you? What are you? Hudson! Get on the ready line, Marine! Get something to die! Get on the ready line! Yo! Move it up, goddammit! Get hot! 1, 2, 3, get out, get out, get out! Move it up, move it up, move it up! Move it up, move it up, move it up! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 9! Absolutely badasses! Let's pack them in!
Primitive. I hate this job. Here's your step.
That gun is a frickin' lawnmower! Suppressive fire. Tango, straight ahead. Let's rock! It's a grove!
More cultists! Watch out!
Brothers of hit!
Kill it! Kill it! Yeah! Don't mess with me!
Take a breather. Watch that strength. Great ascended! Grant us your strength!
Changing mag. Light him up!
I'm out.
Safe position taken.
Aggressiveness. Recommend immediate assault. That voice. Could it be Cassandra?
It can't be. It can't. It must be their comms or something.
Right. Check that terminal, Marines.
Copy.
Tango down! Tango, straight ahead!
Shit! I'm out!
Green down! Ah! Burn! Burn!
Grenade! You like that, huh?
They got our scent! Look alive! Runner, kill it! It's a drone!
Bring them down!
Incoming!
Bring it on, you bastards! On my way. Don't move. Gonna fix you up best I can.
Changing mag! Watch out! Damn, he blacked out!
Marine unconscious!
Bring them down!
Tango down!
Who else wants some?
Hey, maybe you haven't been keeping up on current events, but we just got our asses kicked, pal.
Welcome everyone to another episode of FaceHugger Friday. We continue our playthrough of Alien Dark Descent, and we chat about some Alien franchise movies as well. But before we get into the movie review as I remembered, which might be pretty accurate, might be a little off in some places, I got a small favor to ask you. If you enjoy this kind of content, or if you're a huge Alien franchise fan like myself, please subscribe. It's a small click for you, but a big click for me, and your support for the channel really means more to me than you'll ever know. Alright, my little face huggers, my baby Xenos, my chest bursters, and everyone, let's start talking today about Alien vs. Predator Requiem. I know I said that we were going to chat about Alien Romulus, but I want to watch it a few more times just before I get into it, just because I feel like I'm missing some Easter eggs that I don't want to miss, because I love that movie. It was a great breath of fresh air that kind of revitalized the franchise, but we still got lots of Alien content that we can talk about before we get into Romulus, and that's what brings us to the sequel to Alien vs. Predator, Alien vs. Predator Requiem. A lot of people don't like this movie, and I'll be honest, this movie is my guilty pleasure. I love this movie. The Predalien design is so badass. Like a xenomorph with dreadlocks and mandibles. You're pretty much mashing together two iconic monsters, the Yelcha, the Xenomorph, and you're giving them that hybrid that we had only seen up until now in comic books and video games. And, you know, yes, I'll admit, there are some problems with the movie, and I would love to talk about the elephant in the room, but I can't see them because, you know, the movie's dark, so I can't address any of the problems. Like, that's right, Alien vs. Predator Requiem. Like, you didn't pay your lighting company, and your movie is literally shrouded in darkness. Even your daytime scenes, like, are dark. Like, I thought my TV had some settings that were off. I was watching it with a buddy, and he was just like, man, why is it so dark? I'm just like, oh, maybe I've got, like, the wrong TV setting. And, it wasn't my TV. The movie's just dark. But let's be honest. We came here to watch that movie for a few things. Firstly, R rating. The sequel came back with an R rating, which the first one was like PG, PG-8, depending on what region you are. The R rating was filled with all the blood, all the violence, all the gore, the heads being blown off, being ripped apart. So like we came here for that. And even the unrated version has even more blood, and it just wasn't a little CGI trickle like they did in the first one. There's a lot of blood, which, love it, fantastic. And, you know, we came here for aliens and predators fighting each other, and we were not disappointed. And, like, the last thing that we came for was, like, you know, some cool, badass-looking designs. Like, the Wolf Predator, like, fantastic. Like, awesome look, awesome design, and, like, the Predalien, like, you know, like, amazing looking. Which, like, again, just blown away. Like, such a good design. Like, yeah, like, and like, the problems with the film would be, like, you know, some of the dialogue was, like, a bit cringe, and how it was delivered was just kind of like, all right, we're going to do 40 takes, and we'll just use the best one, and then we'll mash it together. A lot of the characters, they were all kind of like high school cliches. But like, we didn't come here for that. Like, we didn't come here for the human fodder. The human element is literally just there just to breed more xenomorphs so our badass predators can just slaughter them. That's the only reason why they were there. Alien vs. Predator Requiem takes place like immediately after the first one ends. After the events of AVP, Predator's spaceship is leaving Earth carrying facehuggers in the body of Scar. He didn't even survive, he died. But like, the only Predator that actually managed to like defeat any of the aliens and help kill the Xenomorph Queen in Antarctica. And then like, we zoom in on the body, and then suddenly a Xenomorph Yelcha hybrid chest burster like bursts out of Scar's body and then kind of sneaks away and hides in like a different part of the ship. We see this kind of scout ship, or this like little smaller vessel, detach from the larger spaceship, and that's where that Predalien is hiding, and it grows up into a full-grown Xenomorph that's bigger than the other ones. The Predalien begins killing all the Yelcha inside the ship, while the hybrid is slaughtering all of them on board. One shoots its plasma caster like through the vessel's hull while trying to kill the Predalien, and the ship crashes into the forest of Gunnison, Colorado. The Predalien survives the crash and escapes with several facehuggers into the sewers. But a father and son on a hunting trip see the ship crashing and go to investigate, and they're attacked by facehuggers. The dad kills one, but he gets his arm melted off, and like, you actually see it. So like, right then and there, here comes the R rating. And then when his arm's melted off, he gets another one attached to his face. His son goes to check to see if his dad's okay, and then he instantly gets face hugged in kind of like jump scare scene. The pair wake up to have their chests explode open with the baby Xenos. Like, you know, they're cute. I can't really deny it. When they're in their baby stage, they are kind of cute. And like, what's kind of like crazy about this is the first movie to show like a child death from a chest burster, which is wild. The Predalien and the rest of the facehuggers, they're now in the sewer, where there's a homeless population. The homeless man's dog brings the father's severed arm to him, and then a facehugger jumps on his face, and the group of homeless are attacked by the full-grown xenomorphs. The Predalien stops them from being killed, which, like, that behavior is kind of, like, weird. And then they all get impregnated, creating more and more xenomorphs. A distress signal is sent by one of the predators from like on the scout ship as it's crashing before he was killed by the Predalien, and this signal reaches the predator's homeworld, which is like pretty cool because it's the very first time that we get to see the Yautja's homeworld. So as much as people kind of like shit on this movie for being trash, it does do like a lot of cool things. Like we get to see the homeworld, we get to see a crazy hybrid, and then we actually get to see like a skilled, like veteran Xeno hunter Yautja known as Wolf. And you can tell that the Wolf has been through some shit. Like he's missing a tusk, looks like he's blind in one eye, he has acid damage on his face. It's like he responds to this signal and he sees that the ship has crashed. He gathers up all of his equipment and like a one-man wrecking killing machine, he heads to Earth. And then there's some kind of like some stuff that kind of passes in between there, some just like some human like character arc, but like all this stuff is kind of happening at the same time there. So like in Gunnison, the Dallas, he returns home after serving some time in jail. He is met up by the sheriff Eddie, where like they're chit-chatting back and forth, and like Eddie kind of has this like chip on his shoulder, and Dallas is like, I've done my time, I'm just here to find work. And then like the wife and mother comes, and is like, she's worried about her husband and son, and she stands handing out like missing flyers and telling the sheriff they didn't come home last night, and he's just like, okay, I'm going to organize a search party. Dallas's younger brother Ricky, he has a job delivering pizza. Ricky is on a delivery, is sent on a delivery, but he says he can't go there for reasons. And then his power tripping boss tells him to go out on the delivery or else you're fired. And then there's some stupid dialogue about a guidance teacher and like, make sure you wear your uniform hat. And like, so Ricky goes on the delivery, and it's to the house of his high school. I guess they're in high school. They're definitely not in college. His like high school crush Jessie opens up the door, and he makes a comment about her boyfriend Dale ordering the sausage lovers pizza, and then like Dale gets all butthurt, and like the typical high school jock asshole character profile stereotype that he is. Him and his friends jump Ricky and beat the shit out of him when he was leaving, and Dale grabs his car keys after throwing in some cheap shots and just like throws them down like this sewer drain. And then the next scene, Wolf, like, he makes it to Earth super quick, so like I feel like he's got like light speed or something on his spaceship, but he crash lands into the water, and we see some kind of like some fan service Predator 1 Yautja walking out of the water, all kind of cloaked and stuff. A lot of fan service in this movie. Maybe that's why I love it. He finds the wreckage of the crash ship, and he grabs some of the fluid from the facehugger tank, and he puts it in his gauntlet so he can track them easier. He receives a mask from a fallen hunter and pays his respects. The masks show a recording of the Predalien and the facehuggers escaping from the crash ship from one of the dead predators, and just like at this point, like it's game on. Like it never really kind of establishes if like the Wolf Yautja has fought a Predalien before, so like he's gearing up for battle. Like he grabs his gear, he sets up this bomb, and he's just like grabbing everything. He's got like dual plasma casters that he sets up, and he's got this whip, he's got these shurikens, he's got this bandolier of different kind of, it kind of looks like little discs or bombs. So then when he's got this blue fluid that glows neon blue in the dark, and then the ship blows up with kind of like an implosion, self-destruct device, and then like the hunt begins there. So he starts going through the woods, tracking the FaceHugger juice that's left behind. Next scene, I'm pretty sure it pans here, or maybe we saw this scene before. All the kick-ass Wolf gearing up for battle. Like Wolf getting ready for battle literally reminds me of that one scene in Commando with Arnold, where he's getting all of his stuff ready and he's just there to be like a one-man, like wrecking crew, like murder machine. Commando's a great movie too, by the way. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend watching Commando.
Hey, I found something. Looks like a data pad.
So, like Ricky shows up at home and he's all just like beat up still. By climbing through the window instead of going through the front door, and he grabs a baseball bat. Dallas being super creepy, and like Dallas is his older brother. He's just sitting in the dark waiting for him. I don't quite remember the dialogue here, but they have a heart-to-heart moment about what happened, and he takes him to get his keys out of the sewers. And then Dallas and Ricky, they're at some kind of manhole, and Ricky says something about like, I don't want Jesse to see me covered in shit when I climb out of there, because like he loves her or something. I don't remember, but he's attracted to her. So like Dallas says like, Ricky, you put your hand in that like disgusting water shit, because I'm not doing it for your keys. So he does that, but like I feel like Dallas finds the Xeno's skin shred, and he kind of like looks at that, and kind of like Bert from or Brent from the first Alien movie, when he finds that one when he's looking for the cat. And then like Ricky has the keys, he like shines the light up, and he sees like a baby Xeno coiled up in the sewer pipes. So like they hear some noises, they get all scared, they get out of there. And then like the next scene we see, again, these scenes might not be in order, this is just how I'm remembering the movie. We see Soldier Kelly is returning home after serving a tour away in the army. She's greeted by her husband and daughter, Molly. Molly's kind of like, I don't know, like 6 or 7 or something, but like she has like abandonment issues and doesn't want anything from her mom, and like Dad's just like, oh no, like you should be nice to your mom. And then like Kelly gives Molly night vision goggles, and they kind of just like walk into the house. And then Darcy, who is the wife, yeah, I'm pretty sure she's like the wife of the father and son that were killed in the opening movie. She starts searching even harder for her missing husband and son. And then she meets up with Sheriff Eddie later that night, and they lead a party into the forest looking for like the missing duo. Wolf is following the trail of the FaceHugger slide, and he actually finds the bodies before the search party does. So he starts using his blue goo, and he starts melting all the evidence away of like the FaceHugger corpses and like their bodies. He's on a mission to make sure no evidence is left behind. During this time though, one of the deputies, I feel like his name is Ray, we're just going to call him Ray though, he actually like sees Wolf melting the bodies and covering up the evidence, and his radio goes off and he starts running, but then like Wolf cloaks and he kills Ray all Dylan style, like rest in peace Carl Weathers from like the first Predator movie, through just like the two blades through the chest, and then he gets skinned and hung up, kind of just like a trophy there, all because his radio went off. His body's found later by Dallas, and maybe it's just found by the police. Maybe Dallas isn't there. Yeah, his body's found later, and so they think they have a serial killer there, because 3 people are now missing, presumed dead, 1 dead for sure, 2 missing. So the Wolf is continuing to track the Xeno trail, which leads him to the sewers. And he finds the homeless, kind of all cocooned
with their chests ripped open and some more Xenos. And he melts away the evidence because, like, you know, his mission cover up. And while he's walking through the tunnels, he starts setting up, which is kind of like a kill box while he's letting the Xenomorphs think they're hunting him. He starts throwing all these like weird kind of like contraptions and devices on the walls. They kind of like drill into the wall and they light up red. And like when he gets to the center of the sewers, he lets out like this challenge roar, and all like the dormant Xenos, they just start showing up and coming towards him. And he activates those things that he was throwing onto the walls, and they make this like laser grid pattern. And then he just starts killing them all. He just starts blasting them away because, like, you know, he's super badass. But like 2 jump on him at once, and he gets submerged in water. And you're just like, oh, okay, fuck, he's dead. But then like he rises out of the water, and he's just like holding the Xenos by their throats, and he's getting ready to blast both their heads off. But then it's like bitch slapped by the Predalien tail, and like he's sent flying into the wall, and his plasma casters go off and cause a cave-in, and this is allowing the Xenos and the Predalien to get to the streets there, and start like swarming the town. And it's like the wolf in hot pursuit. He activates this like punch through the ceiling ground gauntlet, and he like shoots straight up through the ground with explosive force, and he's got this crazy gauntlet. So like we're getting to see some gear that we've never seen before in any of the other comics or like Predator movies, which is pretty fantastic there. And he actually sees like one of the Xenos is running towards like the power plant because he's switched on his like alien hunting vision, so they glow green when they're not vision. Then like the next scene, we see like the Predalien, like it enters a diner where like the local waitress, Carrie, I think her name's Carrie, works. And while she's taking out the garbage, she hears the cook, and like the cook was kind of being like creepy before. Here's like the cook falls, so, like she walks back in there, and like at the bottom of the camera you see that he's getting his head ripped off, spine and everything, all like Predator style. And like after you see this scene right here, the first scene where like the Predalien was kind of knocking the Xenos away from the homeless to be like, no, they're mine, and then like the skull and spine rip, it kind of makes me like question, does the Predalien retain some of its Yautja's host instinct? Like if it was ever down to like a 3-way brawl between like a Predalien, like a Yautja hunter, and a queen, would the queen face the Predalien? Would the Predalien team up with the hunter to kill the queen? Like, or would it just be like a free-for-all of like blood and limbs and stuff flying everywhere? So like it'd be very interesting to see that kind of 3-way battle happen, and like what would happen, or if it doesn't retain any of its natural instincts, other than just the characteristics of like the mandibles and the dreadlocks. So like it knocks, like Carrie falls down, and it does this kind of like crazy impregnating scene, like it's pumping multiple embryos into Carrie, like its little inner mouth like goes into Carrie's mouth, and it just starts pumping these embryos in there. So then like another thing to ask too is like, is this Predalien part queen, or was that FaceHugger that jumped on Scar in the first one, was that supposed to be like a royal FaceHugger that like implants queens into it? So like this is a Yautja queen hybrid Xenomorph. Like that never really gets explained, but like it's kind of a cool concept for sure. And then Darcy shows up later on to pick up Carrie. Like I think they're sisters. And as she's walking to the back of the diner, she sees like something slithers past her feet, and like you can kind of hear like flesh being ripped open before she walks into the back. And then she like goes into the kitchen, and she just sees Darcy's just like, her stomach is just like ripped open, and I think Darcy was pregnant. I don't remember. I think she was pregnant. But either way, she had like 3 or 4 baby Xenos in her stomach, and now they're just ripped open.
Packing sentry gun.
And she like walks out of the kitchen, and I forget how and why,
Sentry pack.
but
Something's not
Sheriff Eddie is there, and then they
More
start
signals
hanging out
incoming.
together. And then we're back at like the power plant, and like the Xenomorph is doing its cool baby mouth kills through the skulls, through the helmets, and like blood's flying everywhere, and like the Hydra workers are screaming for each other to help, and it's just slaughtering all the Hydra workers. And like the wolf is like pursuing the Xenomorph through the power plant or the power grid, and then he gets like sucker tail slapped off of these steel beams, and it gets knocked down onto some steel beams. And I don't remember if it's his side that gets impaled or if it's his leg. Either way, he gets like a piece of steel from him, and then like he stands up and like extremely pissed, he just starts like blasting the shit out of everything. And like he's targeting the Xenos, but he's just destroying everything that like the Xenos walking by. And like we get this scene zoomed in on the Xeno where it's just running for its life, and even if it had visible eyes, it'd be like those gigantic bugged out eyes. It's just like with like the look on its face of like, oh fuck. And then like as he kills the Xenomorph, the one, he destroys the entire power plant, which causes like a city-wide power outage. And I don't remember, like moving on to the next scene, I don't remember where like the precursor that sets up this scene goes. So at some point in the movie, before all this crazy shit was happening, after Dale beat up Ricky, there's a scene where Jessie tells Ricky that she fired her boyfriend Dale and broke up with him, and that she wants him to meet him at the swimming pool after hours. Like I said, I don't remember when they have that conversation, but I do remember it, so we're just going to put it here just to kind of set up the next scene. So Ricky and Jessie meet at the high school. She's like all badass now because she taped the lock so the door wouldn't close. And she does this kind of like awkward like strip show to see which bathing suit Ricky would like better. So she's got mixed matched bathing suit tops and bottoms on. And then she asks something stupid about like, are you looking at me or the clock or something like that? And they start making out. But then Dale and his goon squad arrive and they start fighting Ricky in the pool. Like they fall in the pool, and it's like they're not like splashing water in each other's eyes. They're mainly twirling the water around. Like then like the power goes out, and then like a Xenomorph jumps in the pool too because it wants to join in all the fun splashing around. It kills goon number 1. I don't even think it gets a name, so we're just going to call him goon number 1. And then goon number 2 gets killed when they're trying to escape through the window in the locker room, and all this blood flies up, and Ricky tries to help him, but he gets sucked back in. And then like the goon just gets killed, and Ricky's like traumatized or in shock or something. And at this point after the escape, I also wanted to point out, while Dale is trying to drown Ricky in water fun time play, Jessie does like fuck all to stop it. I'm pretty sure she actually screams out, "You're drowning him," to actually like let Dale know that he's actually drowning him, which Dale is probably too stupid to figure out that's what he was doing. I don't know. Dale's just he's just every high school jock bully cliche all written into one.
Bring it on, you bastard!
So like after they get away, the alien is just chilling out there having like baby mouth dinner time, eating his victims. Wolf shows up, and then like he stabs his spear through the head, through the mouth, and then he kicks both like the Xenomorph and like the kids' bodies in the pool. And with his leave no evidence behind rule, he starts to like blue ghoul the pool up. Later on, like Dallas and Sheriff Eddie show up at some point and see the massacre in the locker room, and the pool's gone, and Dallas is just like, you're way in over your head, like you gotta call this in, you gotta call the National Guard. And I don't even think Eddie says okay, or maybe he does, but then like it cuts to the next scene where like Molly, who should be in bed by now, I've watched the unrated version more than the rated version, so like some of these shots might not be in like the theatrical version, because I would like to watch the unrated versions of the movies and the director's cut, because I feel like that's the true story that the director was trying to get across. Like this shot reminds me of the camera panning up to see like Hawkins' body in the original Predator movie. After like he was killed and like gutted, and they're trying to find his body, and you see like the blood dripping, and then like it follows it up. So it kind of does that. Like there's a lot of fan service moments in this movie. I guess that's why it's my guilty pleasure. But Molly, like this next scene, like it kind of makes me laugh when you really think about it, because it's actually all Molly's fault that this happened. Molly's like, why did you leave Daddy? And it's just like, bitch, did you not see that tiny baby mouth that was stabbing holes through Daddy? And it's just like of course we're gonna run. What am I gonna do about it? Am I gonna throw you at the Xenomorph and save myself? Like geez. And like if she just would have went to bed when she was told to, like, as opposed to playing with the goggles, Daddy would still be alive. So because she didn't go to bed at her proper bedtime, it's actually her fault. Because if she wouldn't have alerted the Xenomorph by looking out the window with the night vision goggles, it never would have climbed up its house, shot through the window, ate Daddy with baby mouth, and then they had to leave. I'm just throwing that out there. And like a dude is just randomly hanging out in the graveyard telling her to shut up, and like points the gun at them, and then like the wolf blows his head off for disturbing his Band-Aid time. Yeah, but I don't really remember how it transitions to the next part. But now we're in the gun store with like all the main players. I feel like Kelly and Molly run there, and then like Dallas, Jesse, the sheriff, Ricky, they're like, we gotta get guns. We need lots of guns to fight these things. I think that's how they get there, but I don't remember. We're in the gun shop now. That's all that matters. Wolf follows them because he was tracking Kelly and Molly there. He captures Captain Dallas, which now that I'm reading Dallas was the character from the first Alien movie. So there's another fan service name right there. Dallas gets captured, and the wolf is using him now as a big old piece of swinging xenobait. He gets this shotgun, he shoots down off of the rope, and like the wolf is there, and then the two store clerks that are high as fuck, they come around with their guns pointed. The wolf blows both of their heads off at one time. Blood flies everywhere. It's fantastic. Just like nameless characters for just like increasing the body and gore count. We get to see some like crazy acid melting violence, like badass. Couple more Xenos, jump wolf. He gets one of his plasma casters damaged, and then like the scene is where it's just like a couple Xenos are moving in at wolf, and then we hear just like a scream, and then we see like the windows blow out, and then like later on we see like the wolf Yautja on the roof, and he's like MacGyvering up his remaining plasma caster into now like a plasma pistol cannon. So like, yeah, fucking awesome. Somewhere, again, I don't remember if it was before all this or after, we get to see this fun Predalien hospital scene where like he's killing the doctors, and he's impregnating all of the women with more xenomorphs in the baby ward of the hospital. I forget what that's called, but it's in there, and it's creating its own little family. The survivors, they're in this kind of armored vehicle, and they get a call from the military dude. I don't remember his name. The military dude, he's talking about how there's like an evacuation in the center of town, and Kelly, with like her military training, she's like, no, that doesn't make sense. Why would we go to the center of the town? Like, the military, all they care about is containment, so we should go to the hospital, and we should use the helicopter to fly out of here, because she knows how to fly helicopters. They got to get to the chopper at this point. So Sheriff Eddie he's just like, we're gonna go to the middle of town, because like they meet up, like Sheriff Eddie's in a truck, and so like some of the people go with Eddie, and then like the rest they stay with Kelly, and like they're on their way to the hospital, and like at some point when they get to the hospital, Dallas is like, we have to protect Kelly at all costs, no matter what. Kelly can't get hurt. And then Ricky's boss, I forget his name, he's just like screw this women and children shit, man. Like, and then Dallas is just like, can you fly the chopper? And then he's like, then shut the fuck up, because Kelly's the only one that can get them out of there. So it's just like, everybody throw your bodies at the Xenomorph so we can escape. At the hospital, Dallas and Kelly and the others discover that the building has been turned into a hive. It has been infiltrated by the Xenomorphs and the Predalien. So it's just like we're at the climax now. We're at some crazy shit's about to go down. So like they go into like the nursery ward. It is definitely called it's called the maternity ward. They're in the maternity ward, and they see all these women that were going to give birth. They've all got their stomachs ripped open, and they see this one who, like, she's like starting to scream and stuff. She might say "kill me." I don't remember. I don't think she says "kill me." I'm probably just making that up. But you see her stomach rip open, and you see all the cute little baby Xenos all coiled up around each other. And honestly, it kind of looks like, when you see like baby birds in a nest and they're all just got like their mouth open waiting for mom to like regurgitate some like worm goo into their mouth. Like that's kind of what it looks like. They don't do anything. They just say like, fuck this shit, let's go upstairs some more. And so like so at this point too, like the wolf predator arrives at the hospital, and like instead of opening the doors like a normal individual, he just kicks fucking right through them. He just says fuck this and kicks both doors open, not just one door, but both doors open. Like he's on a mission. Like at this point, I think it's just like, I'm gonna die, you're gonna die. Like I'm just on a mission to make sure that the Predalien dies. And like as he's going through the hospital, he's just killing every Xenomorph, like left and right and center. Like that's just like coming at them. He's using everything that he got. He's using his charged up plasma pistol that gets like knocked down, and he's just like fighting aliens with his bare hands. And he even just like grabs the blue goo and like he shoves it in a Xeno's mouth, and he just like crushes it in there, and the Xeno starts melting. He grabs his like pistol, and he sees the Predalien. He's gonna, like, the Predalien kind of like jumps. He uses his claws to like knock back the Predalien, which like finally the Predator's claws and gear doesn't melt from the alien acid blood. Like in the first one, as soon as Celtic used his claws on the alien tail, they just melted to nothing. So it's just kind of like, okay, cool. Now what do I do? But in this one, he actually uses his claws a lot to kill the aliens, and like they don't melt. So fantastic. So he like cuts back the Predalien. He grabs his plasma cannon. He goes to kill it, but then like another Xenomorph gets in the way and saves the Predalien, and the Predalien kind of just like runs off. He turns around, and like this next scene is so fucking cool. He grabs these two shurikens. He like flicks them open, which like these are kind of like those big kind of crazy blades that Scar had from the first one, so those kind of carried over. Throws both of them, cuts like the Xenomorph's heads off. But I forget how we got to this point. Something scared Jesse. It might have been when like Ricky's boss is killed in the hospital stairwell. Like, so like he dies, which like who cares? Like his boss was a power tripping asshole anyways. But like that, like you could have killed Darcy that way. So I don't really understand why they had to kill Jesse. It didn't really make any sense to me. But like Ricky's just standing there, like mouth fucking dropped open, and like her death kind of was an accident. It wasn't Wolf's fault. He's just there killing Xenos, and she was just kind of like wrong place, wrong time. So she accidentally dies. Ricky, he goes fucking ballistic. You know why? Because like he never got past first base with Jesse, and like he's really upset at this point because he only ever got to first base. I guess you could say he loved her. He grabs his fucking assault rifle, this like M16, and he just starts like screaming and shooting at Wolf while Wolf is still fighting fucking Xenomorphs. He's getting fucking shot by this kid that's mad that that he didn't get to make out more of his girlfriend. And then this like Xenomorph kind of like tackles Wolf through the elevator, and they both fall down the elevator shaft. Ricky's still running over. He's shooting at fucking nothing. He goes into like the elevator shaft, and he's still mag dumping down the hallway. He's just shooting at whatever he can get his hands on. And like when he's done, I don't know if he throws his gun down, but he like looks down and he picks up the plasma cannon. And just when we think that, you know, everything's all good, they got a new weapon, they're going to kick some ass, Predalien tail shoots through like the side of his body. It kind of looks like it goes through like his upper kind of shoulder, chest area, like goes right through it there. And I forget who starts shooting. Might be Kelly, might be Dallas, but I think Dallas yells no. And starts shooting at the Predalien. And then, so at this point right now, like, the Predalien is the hero of the movie for trying to kill Ricky. But then because it's being shot, it drops Ricky to retreat, which now returns him to being the villain of the movie for not finishing the job. And then Dallas walks over and, like, picks Ricky up. And he grabs like the Predator's plasma pistol, and he now equips that as his own weapons. He's got the biggest stick in the yard now. The battle continues like through the building. Ricky's all injured and he's all upset. Kelly and Molly are there, and I actually totally forgot that Molly was there at this point. They get to the rooftop. They get to the helicopter. And they're just like shooting Xenos. I feel like there's a Xenomorph on the helicopter that Kelly blasts with the assault rifle. That, if that is the case, wouldn't the acid blood spray all over the helicopter and you wouldn't be able to fly away? I don't know. I don't remember if that actually was part of it or not. She might have shot it somewhere else. So then. So they're still shooting a bunch more Xenomorphs there. They're trying to survive. They get to the helicopter. Molly gets strapped in. Dallas puts Ricky up there, and Dallas is just like, "Hey, you got to get out of there." And then Ricky's just like, "I'm not leaving without you." And then Dallas says something like, he does like a fan service line, and he says like, "Get to the chopper," and then like something else like, "Get out of here, go." And then he starts like shooting off all the Xenomorphs. He's just using his big stick now and trying to get like all the Xenomorphs to fight him, because I guess he needs a redemption arc or something. He didn't get his redemption in prison, so he's trying to get his redemption now. He gets separated, and there's an alien above him, and then he says something like "fuck you" and blows the alien's head off. And then he's laying down on the ground, and the Xenomorph are charging at him. But like just before he's about to die, like the ground explodes, and you see like Wolf just steps right up there. He survived the elevator shaft fall, and he's got that like little kind of like arm punchy gauntlet thing that goes away. And then you see Dallas. We go back to the helicopter, and like Ricky's just like, we can't leave without him, so they start shooting Xenomorphs, and then like one of the Xenomorphs that like Kelly had shot with the assault rifle, it gets back up and starts walking. So like Ricky pulls out a pistol, which I don't even know where he got this pistol from. He just pulls out this pistol and he just starts shooting the Xenomorph, and then you see like a bolt of plasma just kill this Xenomorph. It knocks it down, and then so Dallas gets on it, but like as Dallas is getting on the helicopter, that Xenomorph, like super resilient, it's got half its body blown away, it stands back up, but then like Ricky finally gets to do something, and he like megs dump into that like into that Xeno that got back up, so it's finally dead, and they start like taking off there, and like while the helicopter's like starting to fly away, you see like the wolf, like he just starts killing all the Xenos because he's super badass. There's like one Xeno that walks away and tries to like get the jump on it, but like he pulls out that crazy ass whip, and he whips it around, and he like does this little hand thing, like cuts the top of the Xenomorph's body off, and then he walks over there and like curb stomps it to death. And then like the Predalien shows up, and like again like tail bitch slaps him in the back, and he goes flying. And then like when he stands up, it's kind of like the Predalien's on one side and Wolf's on the other. He decides that he's like a worthy foe of hand-to-hand combat, and like he's got none of his gear left. Like so he first like he throws the spear at the Predalien. It gets missed. He tries to whip it with the tail, or with the whip. It wraps around the tail, that gets pulled away, and then he gets like knocked away. So now like his mask is all fucked up. So like he stands up and he's just like, you know what, we're gonna do this like hand to hand. So like he drops his like bandoliers that are empty. He takes off like another bandolier that doesn't have anything on it. He like drops his satchel. He then like takes off his mask because it's all damaged anyways, and then like he lets out this like warrior howl, kind of like challenge to be like, okay, now we're gonna fight. This is the real fight, round 2. And then like they both just like start charging at each other, because like, and again, this is where it's just like, I feel like the Predalien still has some of its like instinctual honor code built into it, because like it starts fighting solo hand to hand with like Wolf, and they're like both just kind of like cutting each other apart, and like the Wolf gets his little he gets like bit on like the trap and like the shoulder, and like the Predalien gets its head smashed against the wall, and it pins Wolf against the wall, and it's trying to like kind of like baby mouth through the head like Celtic and like Chopper from Alien, but then like Wolf rips out its little baby mouth, and then like it uses its wrist blades, and it literally just stabs it right through its head, landing a killing blow through just like the jaw up. But then like the Predalien uses its tail and just like stabs it through the Wolf, and then we go over to another scene where we're in the middle of town. Before we get to this scene, we see a helicopter, we see an airplane, like an F-16 or something, fly past the helicopter towards the town, and Sheriff Eddie and like a bunch of the other survivors, and Darcy, she hasn't died yet, they're in the center of the town. They're just shooting back, and they're just like firing back the Xenomorphs, and they did a lot better than the army did. So like at some point in the film, I forgot to mention this because I just remembered this, the army show up and they get instantly slaughtered. Like they last like 4 minutes. So like the military gives us 4 minutes of cool death scenes, and we get all the fan service camera angles, and with that, you see like Eddie and Darcy, they're with a bunch of other random people, they're just firing it back, and you see the airplane fly over, and they think it's like the rescue plane, but then, and this is kind of just like, again, I think this is kind of like the biggest fuck you to end a movie, but like I I see why they kind of had to end it like this, because like there was no other way that you could get out of it. That plane actually drops a nuke on the entire town, and like I'm pretty sure this is just in the unrated version. On the unrated version, like it actually, you see the nuke being dropped right beside Eddie, and like he just explodes into chunks with everybody else. You see like a quick like 4-second glimpse of it, and the shockwave, like the blast, you see it kills the people there, it destroys the town, it kills Wolf and the Predalien that were still kind of like locked in like the death combat, even though I think they both landed killing blows on each other. And then the shockwave from the explosion like knocks the helicopter out of the air, like Kelly loses control of it, and it smashes down somewhere into the forest. I feel like there's a really beautiful waterfall by this helicopter crash, which like if there is, cool, but if not, and then just like out of nowhere, which like I don't know how, but they're surrounded by like 20 soldiers that were all hiding in just like those ghillie suits with just like the vegetation and shit on them. So like they all kind of get up, just like out of nowhere. They're just like surrounded. So like that was a pretty convenient place. So it's like two things happened. One, the helicopter landed right in the middle of the special forces, or two, the special forces found them when they were all unconscious, and they're like, hey guys, this is going to be really funny. Everybody get into your positions and don't make a sound, and then wait for my cue. And then, so like when they get out, which again, I don't know how the army knew this, but the soldiers are like, we're just following orders, because Dallas is like, you son of a bitch, you killed everybody. It's like, we're just following orders, now give me that thing. And then they take the Wolf's plasma pistol.
Come on, team.
And then Dallas is just like, my son, my brother needs a medic, and they're just like, we'll take care of him. And you kind of really don't see or hear from those four ever again. So I can only assume that they were taken to kind of like a special like detention center with everybody else, maybe with what's the girl from the first movie's name? I don't remember, but she fought the queen at the end with Scar. Maybe they're there with her. But later we see the military guy that told everybody to go to the center of town, and that was like looking at a monitor and said, what the fuck are you? He delivered another fan service line when he was looking at a monitor of like the aliens from the military cams before all the soldiers got slaughtered. He's at this place called like Yutani, and he actually gives a briefcase to Miss Yutani, and she opens it up, and it's like the weapon, and she says the world is not yet ready for such technology. And then like he replies something with like
Move on.
he either says it's not for our world, or but it's not from our world. He says something like that, and then like it cuts the credits. So like again, some people like that was like Alien versus Predator Requiem. Again, like some people hate it, some people love it. I love it, just because like it really gave me something different. It gave me what I wanted. It kind of corrected all of the letdowns from the first one, the lack of gore, the lack of violence, the lack of alien and predator fighting, and it gave us some really cool character designs. Like, yeah, totally, it has its flaws, but where would I like to see the franchise go? Like, I would love if they did an AVP3, but if they did that movie, I would totally want them to do that movie with zero human element, just following a Yautja clan, hunting the Xenomorphs, and creating just like this new young blood hunting tradition. But that's going to wrap up this video here. I'm going to leave you with the cutscene because some important stuff happens. Thank you for watching, everyone. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. We do FaceHugger Friday every Friday. Stay safe, everyone, and we will catch you with the next one.
Shit! Where the hell did he come from?
Shoot him! Shoot him now!
I carry a message for the father.
Harper!
There you are, Cassandra's father. Oh, I am so honored to be in your presence. Marlowe wants you to know that the father of the voice has a place amongst us.
Take him to the containment cell. I said take him!
Everything I suspected about the device, it's true. Marlowe's found a way to suspend the gestation process, and yet your prisoner is recognized as part of the hive. Sure, I suspect he has no direct control over these creatures,
Shut up, Doc. All right, friend. You'd better start talking now, because that red button is getting real compelling.
I don't talk. I only listen.
To what?
Her voice. Cassandra's voice.
Don't you fucking say her name!
Why? Her name is sacred. Her name is the key.
You mother...
The key?
Yes. Cassandra has opened our minds to the hive. Through her voice, we understand their purpose. With her guidance, we feel what they feel. By her teachings, we reach a new stage of evolution.
Where is she?
Where it all began, of course. With the Maker. With Marlowe.
I need to talk with Price.
Becker, keep an eye on him. Harper, wait. I'm sure she has the situation under control.
Here! Of all places! What a blessing!
Fascinating. Really fascinating.
Price, wait! What happened? Where's Cassandra?
I'm truly sorry, Maiko. I did everything I could, but we've lost contact with our rescue party. and-
Where is she, you lying piece of shit? With Marlowe? Is he working with you?
What? No. Cassandra's alive. Stern was just about to find her.
Where?
She's at Tantalus.
English, for fuck's sake!
It's an underground lab. The Weyland-Yutani installed it long before my time. I didn't know anything about it, I swear.
Send me the coordinates. Send them now. We're going there.
Maiko, please, you have to believe me. I can explain everything.
And you will. People need to see the true face of the company. But right now, Harper needs my help.
New objectives are awaiting your review.
You can count on them, man.
I'm sure our grunts will appreciate.
This one's a priority. Understood.
What did I teach you, Marine? Salute.